Gundam style. Welcome to Wow Cool Robot. My name is Phoenix.
And I'm Max. And we're back watching more Gwitch, as it were.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think this every other week recording schedule is doing pretty good for us.
Yeah, no, because that's the thing, right? It 2 weeks of this, or 2 episodes of this, 3 episodes of Build Fighters. We go back and forth, and it gives me time to rewatch the G-Witch episodes and get my thoughts in order. We will have to do I think the 12th episode. We'll have to just do an episode of just that for 1 week, and then
wait for the break between.
Take a break from that.
I don't know what the 12 season chunks are called, but
they call it Cour, Cour.
That is the French word for heart.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if that is. I have no idea if that is relevant to anything, but Cour is French for heart.
Okay. I know, that's what they call it. First core, second core. It's an anime thing. I don't understand, because the more I admit to understanding about anime, the more ashamed I feel of myself in general.
It's I guess a lot of stuff has changed since I first really was watching stuff that was currently coming out, because in the theme song they don't actually have subtitle lyrics for it. You remember they would have the little even the Japanese lyrics, they're gone. They're
definitely online. And actually interesting. I'm trying to think. Romanized lyrics. Here we go. Yoasobi the blessing. This doesn't help me. This is all in Japanese. Thanks genius.com. Not useful. I don't know. So I don't know what it translates to exactly, but I do know that it is written from the perspective of Ariel, because again, mobile suits have AI in this, which is pretty fun.
It's I'm amazed that it took them so long to do this.
I know, right? The suit can think for itself.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of something that is taking too long, let's get to covering Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, Episode 2. After Soletta's duel with Guel finishes, Front Security arrives at the battlefield to arrest Suletta in her mobile suit on suspicion of Ariel being a Gundam. Lady Prospera, leader of Shinsei, the company that supposedly created Ariel, testifies in front of the Benneret Group Council in an attempt to clear both Suletta's and Ariel's name. Also, Lady Prospera is Soletta's mother. There's no getting around that. It's so obvious. Only by blackmailing Vim Jeturk, she is able to get some company heads to agree that collecting combat data on the Ariel would be good for the Benneret Group's mobile suit market share. Miorine, previously on a shuttle heading to Earth, stops at the hearing to challenge her father to a duel. Fed up with her being used as a pawn, Lady Prospera successfully clears Suletta's name, and she is once more called to duel for Miorine.
Yeah, Shara's mom now.
Yeah, first it's okay, we've had Char with mommy issues for decades now. What if Char is the mommy issues?
Char is one big mommy issue. Except she seems normal and nice, actually, as it turns out. She seems... Everyone in this show is, aside from Delling, is pretty normal, surprisingly enough.
It's everybody here just seems so chill. I would actually want to go to this school.
It's a wild ass school.
Yeah, it's it actually seems like somewhere I would want to go, and I would have to say through crawling through Tumblr, I'm actually seeing 4 or 5 people who have actually made G-Witch OCs, and they've even like come up with their own companies and their own Gundams for it. Like
It,
there's like 151 of them. They're obviously not going to like fill in the details on all of them. So you know what, y'all? Go crazy.
Before anything else, we get the OP, like the OP with the actual like OP graphics. It's nice. You Suletta and Miorine hold hands and run around. I like. We see her friends Nika and Choo Choo, and at one point she feeds like goats and chickens.
I love
Um,
I love the space goats.
yeah, why are they there? That's weird. I guess
I
that's where they
mean,
get
they
their milk.
chicken and I mean Bright had that chicken in Double Zeta, and probably until he eventually dies, like that guy has to die sometime. He's probably getting like mugs and stuff with pictures of chickens on them.
I hope Bright dies. I can't stand that fucking guy. Uh, and we get some cool shots of like the mobile suits that show up later. It's a fun opening. It's very energetic. I like it. And they do the Utena shot of like the girls lying down, like curled up, kind of like opposing each other.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
subtle at all. Um, but the episode begins, and it's like, it begins like the second the last episode ends with like the the lights like shut off, and everyone's like amazed that Guel lost, and then like this alert happens where front security shows up, basically like putting Suletta under arrest because they believe she's a witch, and they believe Ariel is a Gundam,
Um,
and it's not good.
I think that like we should like put a pin in like front security because later in
Yeah.
the episode where like Miorine is like having her angst about being forced to about how her father just keeps pushing her around into doing stuff that she does not want to do. They bring up and mention that there is an outbreak of some sort of disease that I'm not sure, and I really hope I'm not sure will be plot relevant at somewhere called Front 33. Um, so put a pin in that, like fronts might be relevant information.
Yeah, all I can gather now is that it seems like fronts are just the regions of space in which people live. So the fact that like basically outer security is coming in to handle like the school matter, and even Miorine is like, hey, you're front security, you're not supposed to be here for the school. But of course they say, Delig told us to. Sorry, we got to arrest this girl in her Gundam. Uh, they're in demi garrisons, which are like the demi trainer, but they're in like black and gray like security colors, like the
Yeah,
Jestas from Unicorn.
they also kind of have like this logo that looks kind of like that one from Attack on Titan, but like less feathery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I do.
we really don't get a whole lot from them, but they're just here to essentially arrest Suletta. And yeah, she's like in an interrogation room, and she doesn't know anything. Like it's not like she's lying and like saying she doesn't know anything. No, she actually doesn't know anything here. Like she doesn't know anything about the Ariel being a Gundam or.
Yeah, somebody else is doing the lying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, like she's telling the truth. She doesn't have a clue what's going on. She's not a witch. Ariel's not a Gundam. Ariel's her little sister. The officer asks if she's part of the Vanadis Research Institute, and she doesn't know what the fuck that is. And then we cut to the Benneret boardroom, and they're kind of talking about like what the Ariel is, and they find out that it's registered to the Shinsei Corporation, which is just like it's from Mercury. It's where she's from, and they don't know if Suletta's a witch yet, but Vim Jaturk, who's Guel's dad, starts going the hell off, demanding, confiscate the Gundam, send Suletta back to Mercury. Grassley, another one of like the organization heads, is like kind of suspicious, wondering if Jaturk is just kind of acting in his own self-interest to like get the duel results voided so Guel can once more be Miorine's fiance.
It's not happening, man. It's not like
She doesn't want to marry you. Stop trying to make it happen.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and Delling just comes in saying that they're going to have an investigation. Shinsei's going to be involved. We'll figure it out.
I think
Um,
yeah, I think they added another point to his eyebrows. He just keeps getting more and more of
Yeah,
them.
by the end of the season, it's gonna be like his entire head's just gonna be eyebrows. Gonna look like Khrushchev. Um, so we cut to school, and everyone is like, everyone's like kind of assuming that Suletta cheated, and like her and Miri are the talk of the school. We see Shadiq Zanelli, delightful long blonde hair boy. He puts
I
Elon in charge.
I love him. Like, I really, really am hoping for like a himbo. Like, please don't be evil. Please don't be evil.
I don't
Like,
even think he's a himbo. I think he's just very laid back and chill and just kind of like goes with the flow.
like he's like himbo in like the surfer way. Like, I could see that. Like, I could see that dude being really into surfing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. He's like leaving school because he has to be part of this investigation into Suletta. So he like puts Elon in charge of the dueling committee as he's gone to attend the witch trial. Uh, and Elon seems like pretty interested in Suletta and all of this. So Shadiq is like, "Hey, are you falling in love?" And Elon, just fucking deadpan serious, goes, "Falling in love is something I will never ever do." All right,
In
man.
the original Japanese, he actually is saying that he would never fall in love with a human. So, ro
This
robot
guy's a
fucker, right?
clanker.
Like, I mean, we are Clanker. Like, we are in support of Clanker rights here. Like,
This guy wants to fuck a Gundam. I won't stop him.
yeah, like, I mean, it's not like I'm pretty sure everybody, like, I mean, just look at them. Like, who doesn't want to fuck the Gundam?
Ariel got some thick thighs.
Yeah, it's like she's like a very, like, I mean, she's a very handsome woman. Like, I wouldn't mind taking her out and then maybe home and but yeah, like he actually said that in the original Japanese, he said that he never wants to fall in love with a human, and you know what? Clanker rights, bruh.
We cut from that to Miorine, who's like, she's working on repair in the greenhouse, and Guel's brother shows up with like those two girl lackeys. I don't even know if we ever get their names, but they're just like there to be mean girls, pretty
Yeah,
much.
like, I mean, I know it's like that thing. There's only two of them, which is kind of odd because in order to have like a group of mean girls, you need like three of them.
At least three,
They-
right?
yeah, like you need at least three so the two of them don't end up just fighting each other. And if you have four of them, they end up being separated into two groups of mean girls fighting each other. I think that's how like a nuclear reactor works. So yeah.
Yeah, it's nuclear mean girls.
Yeah.
uh, and the girls are being fucking mean and rude. And at one point, they kind of like start. They like mentioned that Suletta's gonna be expelled because of Miorine. So Miorine just like hands one of them a soccer wrench. She's like, "All right, get to work. And if you touch my tomatoes, I'll kill you."
Duh, duh.
It's like fucking pretty good, Hero Yui. All right.
Yeah. It's like that. That just filled my heart with so much joy. Like,
Miorine rules. I love her. She kicks
I love
ass.
her. Like, I absolutely love Miorine Rembrandt. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
stand. Like,
We stand.
the best girl boss.
Absolute girl boss.
Yeah.
And we kind of cut from there to it's like the lunchroom. And we see like that little clique of Nika and Chuaturi pan lunch, fucking tremendous name.
Tremendous, tremendous name, tremendous hair puffs.
Yeah, like pom pom hair. She rules. I guess I'll probably just end up calling her Choo Choo.
Yeah, like they keep calling. I think that's a Nutella thing, and I haven't actually gotten around to watching Nutella.
Oh yeah, there's like a little mouse named Choo Choo because Choo Choo
Yeah,
is
I thought that was a monkey.
It might be monkey mouse. This Choo Choo's an onomatopoeia for mouse.
Yeah.
She's nice.
I think Choo Choo's a monkey,
Okay.
but she's nice.
She also fucking hates Spacians so much.
Yeah, it's like Like, hopefully not in the way that this other chick from this other show I watched did. Like, that just ruined the vibes, like party foul choo choo. But yeah,
No,
like they spit like gum it. Like those mean girls, they like come around with like
different Mean Girls from before.
yeah, like they come around and it's like you can't sit with us. Like, oh wait, like you're wearing pink, but wait, is it Wednesday?
Yeah, on Wednesdays we wear pink.
Yeah. Like you can't sit with us and one of them like these Spacians, they're like these ones like they're justifiably being jerks. They like one of them like spits out her gum in Nanara, one of them spits her gum into Nanara's food.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like beat it. Like
Yeah, they're fucking mean with it. And like Nanara, she's being very pleasant, just like kind of going with the flow and taking it. She's like, all right, come on, guys, let's find somewhere else to eat. But like Choo Choo is on the other end of just like, fuck you guys, fuck you guys, fuck you guys.
then there's that guy named Martin in the middle. He doesn't really do much, but I thought his name was Martian.
Yeah, Martin's here to exposit how it's amazing that Shinsei built a Gundam, even though they're like at the bottom of the Bennett group's ladder.
Yeah.
He's just there to exposit for us.
Yeah, like totally. Yeah, they're like in 151st place.
Right,
And,
yeah.
and there's like so far we have Shinsei Mercury, Jeturk Industries, the Pale Group, and I forget
Grassley.
Grassley. And I think so far we have like 4 slots out of 154. So far we have 4 slots out of 151 filled. So if y'all are feeling creative, we have a lot of room to go and round in.
We'll probably see more.
Yeah, probably.
We kind of cut from there. We see Miorine. She like wants to talk to Suletta, but like Delling himself forbids it, and she's kind of waiting and like it looks very similar. Fucking train, of course, is going by now. It looks very similar to like that one hallway on the Isaribi and Iron-Blooded Orphans where like they always have important conversations in like the window out looking out into space. This is when that radio announcement you mentioned earlier comes on about the spread of SV-29 in Front Sector 33. Don't know what the fuck that's about, but damn, this sure was made during COVID.
Yeah, please do not be plot relevant. Like, I do not need this in my anime.
Yeah, God, honestly. And some Rembrandt suit shows up saying that, you know, Miorine has a message from Delling, basically saying that she's being unenrolled, and he's arranging a fiancé for her, and she freaks the fuck out.
Yes, like she takes his little iPad thing and she fucking yeets it into the zero gravity room.
Yeah, she just like throws it into the window, and she like she talks about how, you know, he takes everything from her. He made her quit piano. I think like she implies he didn't let her attend her own mother's funeral, which is fucked up.
Go up.
Yes, one of those two. And she just hauls ass out of there, saying she's going to the bathroom, and she's just like playing a video game on the toilet, just going die, 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 like fucking. Oh, she's so mad. I love it.
Then, like when she was like having her moment out in the little terminal, there was this lady floating by, and she took a little interest. And I have to say, it's like another thing that I am very, very surprised is that there was like a fat woman in an anime, and she wasn't designed to look like she was a joke.
Right? Yeah, she was just there.
Yeah, like she looks like at least like 3 of my aunts. I have
she
a
just
lot
looks
of
like
aunts.
A regular person.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, like fat people just exist. And she follows Miorine and she finds her, and she was actually her original contact for picking her up after her escape attempt instead of Suletta.
Yeah. And she's like, hey, you still want to get the hell out of here? And Miorine thinks long and hard. Yes. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's blow this popsicle. I need to get here.
Delling hears that she's leaving, and he just seems largely unbothered. He's like, all right, whatever, put up an immigration dragnet. I know she's going to Earth. More importantly, what about that witch trial we're going to do? I want to talk about that. This guy
Hmm.
sucks.
Yeah, like that guy sucks. And that guy sucks. Like, you're not original, dude. Like, you're not like you're just derivative.
He's just like, evil father doesn't care about his daughter. I've seen it thousands of times.
Yeah, yeah.
But we cut from there to like Guel, who gets slapped by his dad. He's getting chewed the hell out for losing the duel. And that's when he gets a call from Shinsei. It's Lady Prospera. She's here. She's Char, and she's also Suletta's mom, we find out pretty soon. But the main reason she's here is because she seems to have some dirt on him. Because he's like, what, are you here to ask me for a favor? And she's like, actually, I think it's you who should be asking me a favor.
I think you tried to blow up Dowling last episode.
Yeah, I know you tried to do an assassination, Mr. Chaturk.
Yeah.
I know you did.
And like, if you do this little favor for me, I can just keep it all under the rug. I won't say anything. Like, this is just like not a problem anymore.
Yeah. And then we kind of like immediately cut from there to Suletta, who's like in a kind of like a holding cell type thing. And Elon comes in with like a tray of food, and he's like, yeah, I'll guard let me do his job. Which is weird. And all right, great, good stuff, man. Awesome. And like Suletta eats her food, and she's like just fucking sobbing. And Alon just stares at her, and he's like, you interest me, Suletta. I want to learn more about you. And like she's like bawling her eyes out, and he's just like giving her the most like deadpan stare. It's like, buddy, give her a little bit of space, please.
It's like, I mean, that would be just like pretty normal. Like, from my experience, like that would just be pretty normal for like two autistic people talking to each other.
True, but if someone watches me eat, I turn into a wild chimpanzee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I can handle being stared at, but like, if I'm eating, I'm like, I'm going to start biting in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm not biting the food.
Yeah. I'm already biting, but like,
yeah.
Anything else, like, there is a lot of other things to bite around here.
Yeah. Are you next? And then we got to the inquiry room. This is like space Phoenix Wright looking ass.
At least Demling finally got some drip.
He has. So this is so funny because you can't see him. He's sitting in like the most dark shadow at the very top of the room, leaned all the way the hell back in his chair. Like no one can see this man.
And he's in like some sort of like weird fancy sci-fi space kimono judge robe thing, like in Space Phoenix, right?
Yeah, it rules. And it's just like asking Lady Prosper, are you a witch? No. Do you have ties to Vanadis? No. Is the Ariel a Gundam? No.
Do you have ties to the Vanadis Institute? Vanadis nuts.
Pretty good. Pretty fucking good. She's like, no, the Ariel's not a Gundam. It just uses drone technology. And we see, excuse me, we see Shadiki, or his hair is like up in a knot, in a bun. So he looks completely different. And he's like, we have data showing the machine's permit score rose in line with a gun format machine. And Prosper is just like, well, there wasn't a data storm like you get with Gundams too. And it falls in line with regulations. And it just kind of boils down to Lady Prosper saying, well, you can't prove it isn't a Gundam.
I mean, Cathedra agreement, more like Cathedra suggestion.
Yeah, Delling's just like, oh, it's a Gundam. And Lady Prosper's like, why? And he just goes, because I said it is. Fuck yeah. All right. Okay, sure. And this is when we kind of get like, as if Lady Prosper's voice actor being the same voice actor for Suletta's mom wasn't enough. She pulls off her arm
and fucking yeets it. Like,
she throws it at Chaturk. It's so funny.
It would have been so funny if like her arm also had like drone technology in it and she used it to slap it.
She literally said, catch these hands.
Like remote control like remote control slapping bits. Like that is like if that's not Gundam, I do not know what
I
is.
know.
We've broken it down to the most basic components. You have rebuilt it as a masterpiece, Lady
Yeah.
Prospera.
She talks about how the harsh work at Mercury took her right arm and her face. That's why she wears that mask. Uh, Patently untrue, but it works. Saying that like this is new drone technology and we use it to mine for permit.
Let's
Interesting
put
enough
a
that
let's like put a pin in like permit, like with like fronts and permit. Like let's put a pin.
yeah, I didn't realize permit is like an ore. I guess permit is what you use to
Is it like
make.
Vandanium?
I don't think it's what the Gundams are made from. I think permit is like the equivalent of psychoframe, maybe, where permit is what allows these kind of like bits and
Psychoframe
bit
is
staves.
wait, psychoframe is like a rock.
Yeah, no, psychoframe is like a physical material.
I have never like even though I've been here for like a couple years now, I still don't exactly get it, you know?
Oh, neither do the writers. Don't worry.
You know, like psychoframe is just a rock.
Yeah, psychoframe is literally just a material that reacts to like psycho waves, essentially. So I'm imagining permit is something similar, which I like the kind of like red circuitry on the aerial. I want to say that's made of permit,
I guess
based only on this one line.
yeah, it's like I should know this. Like I'm into like that witchy stuff, witches like crystals. Like okay, so like this stuff is like crystals, right?
It's crystals, yeah.
Yeah,
It's Gundam crystals.
yeah.
Um, and the trial's like about to close. Ariel's gonna get disposed of, so they're just gonna get shipped off to Mercury. And Miorine rolls up here to yell at her asshole hypocritical loser of a father. And we learned that like before, like she basically reached the point of no return in her shuttle. She wanted to be dropped off here, and the pilot lady is like, it doesn't hurt to be indebted to essentially a space princess, and also like we should stick it to the fucking Spatians. Like hell yeah. So the pilot lady definitely approves of what Marine's doing.
Space needs new rules. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, lady, you're right. Like,
So true.
so true.
Delling just tries to shut her down though, saying, you have no authority. You're just a kid. I have power. I have authority. I'm in charge here. And Miorine remembers Sulette as a dodge, if you move forward, you gain two. So she challenges Delling to a duel on his own terms. Basically, like, she's like, you're changing the rules. You need to take responsibility for your own decisions and accept this duel.
And like, you're an adult. Like, stop changing the rules around.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, Miorine, you understand, that's just what adults do all the time.
Yeah.
But she's not even 17 yet. She doesn't get it.
Actually, I think she gets it. Like, she totally gets it. Like, this is Gundam, remember?
This is Gundam. And this is when Jaturk finally speaks up, I guess doing his part in what Prosper is blackmailing him to do, saying, well, if the Ariel does fight in duels, we can gather combat data and use it to gain an upper hand in the market once more. And like the Pale people ask Prospera if she'll give them the machine's technical data, and she's like, yeah, of course. And this kind of like throws the whole room into disarray. But it seems like Suletta's, deportation back to Mercury is being postponed because we cut to her in the jail cell, and Miorine like tumbles in, and then like they kind of grab each other, and Miorine's like, all right, hey, you're in a duel again. And Suletta's just like, eh?
What?
And we get the ending. Hey, this ending kicks ass too. I love it.
Yeah, it's like it has crystals. I love crystals.
Yeah, they put the damn girls in they're selling the girls on Etsy. They're crystals.
Yeah, it's like they have like tomato crystals, which I absolutely love. I just fucking love crystals.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't? And as I was listening to the ending, I was thinking, damn, this sounds a lot like the ending theme for Bravely Second. And it's because it was written by the same people. It's Supercell doing it, which is why it's so good.
I do not know what Bravery Second is, so I can't really comment.
It's a good video game. And we get like a final post-credit shot of this kick-ass red mobile suit
Yeah, and it's
Uh,
like, actually red, and it has like these cool like little spinny, slicey, dicey bits,
uh-huh.
and it
It
also
has bits and drones.
yeah, and it's just like all going crazy. It just like slices up. It just slices up this other It just slices up this other mobile suit like it's in a blender, and it
Goes
appears
Beyblade mode.
to have it appears to have like this decision making AI on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, it also has like Zero System 2.
Pretty much, yeah. Which seems just to like just be autopilot, but it pilots as well as any other suit. We'll see in that second episode.
Yeah.
So that's that first episode. So now let's talk about Mobile Suit Gundam G, which episode 3, Guel's Pride.
When's Guel's greed? When's Guel's greed happening?
Yeah, Guel's greed, Guel's wrath. I don't want to talk about Guel's lust. Boys in high school. Despite Miorine's insistence, Suletta does not want to do another duel. She just wants to be a regular high schooler. She even has a bucket list of regular high school activities, just like any high school student would have. She makes a deal with Miorine, presumably that if she keeps her title as holder, she can still do all of these regular things, and soon meets with the dueling committee to confirm her second duel with Guel, with the title of holder at stake once more. Guel is in his new suit, the Darrowbald, which is equipped with an advanced decision-making AI, meaning he doesn't even need to fight his own battle, a point which is hammered home even further when his father's interference causes the sprinklers in the arena to turn on, diffusing the Ariel's beam attacks, all but ensuring Jaturk's victory. Miorine hijacks a mobile craft and shuts down Jaturk's foul play. Guel smashes the AI panel, refusing to fight it if it isn't on his own terms, and the two have one final face-off which ends once more in Soletta's victory. She congratulates Guel on his strength after the duel, resulting in, reasonably enough, Guel proposing to Suletta. Eh? It's good. It's really good. This show's so good. It's like the best episode yet.
He like completely did a 180 in like 3 episodes. Like
He's the best character in the show. I was right all along.
like I like you now. Yeah, like you're no longer a jet jerk.
He's a nice boy. I love Guel. He kicks ass.
I love it.
We so like again, this episode begins immediately after the last one ends with like Suletta and Miorine going down the hallway after she gets out of that holding cell, and she's like, I don't want to duel. I want to do regular high school things like make friends and call them nicknames and study in the library and eat lunch on the roof and go on dates. To which Miorine says, "You're sex crazed."
I really, really, really get what Soletta is going through. Like again, it's like it's autistic girl autumn up in here, and like I'm pretty sure that I had a list like that when I entered high school myself. No, it did not go as successful as it seems to be going for.
Mm.
No,
That's just because you didn't have a mobile suit.
yeah, I should have had a Gundam, and then like I would have been able to make more than like a friend in high school.
Gundams solve every problem you can imagine.
And also Disney Channel and Nickelodeon sitcoms lied to me. Like people how do people do that? Like I felt like I was so weird for not having a bestie then.
So then we see that fucking badass red mobile suit, the Darrowbald. It is Guel piloting it. You can tell it's like by Jaturk because it has that same kind of visor style.
And it actually is red this time, not like magenta. But you know what?
Man.
You redeemed yourself. Well, your Delonzo was red. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was like so fucking red. It was as red as a tomato, man.
The Delonza matched his hair, and the Darrowbald doesn't, unfortunately. So either the Darrowbald should be spray painted pink, or Guel should dye his little tuft of hair red. One or the other.
Yeah, his little chibbity bit.
His little jibbity bit. But he gets fucking pissed at the mechanic and his dad for putting this AI in, basically saying, like, am I not good enough on it my own? And his dad says, no, not really. All we need is for you to play along and ensure victory for our house. You're just a kid. You don't understand these adult things. You gotta suck it up. So again, kind of the running theme of all these dads fucking suck.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also like, I see what you're doing there. Like, I know what you're doing. Like, I'm actually watching Wing again because I'm just like crazy like that. And bruh, like, no, this is not a good look, especially since like this one isn't even for like this isn't even like a war. This is like a duel. Yeah, like there's a reason why like you're not allowed to like take this is just like taking steroids, man.
Yeah.
Like this is like supposed like this is deliberately supposed to be sporting. This is deliberately supposed to be sportsmanlike, and y'all are cheating so bad right now.
Well, it's kind of not supposed to be sportsmanlike, as Elon exposits later. But before we get to that, we see Suletta. She's like walking the halls, and people are, everyone's always gossiping about her, the new Mercury girl. And this is when Nika shows up and is like, Suletta, you're the coolest person I've ever met in my entire fucking life. How does your mobile suit work? And Suletta just kind of parrots something about using successive spaces concurrently, which allows Nika to understand every single thing about how this
I
suit
did not
works.
understand it. Like I do not computer.
No, it's all bullshit. It doesn't make any sense anyway. This is when Guel shows up and he calls Suletta Suisse Ona, which is a very funny name, just as like Mercury Woman. The official Crunchyroll subs say Mercury Wench, which I guess is kind of like, yeah, in like a ruder tone of voice that tracks too. But
all I want to do is see you turn into a Mercury woman.
And like she freaks the hell out. She's like hiding behind Nika, but she still is like, as she's like stuttering and barely getting through sentences, she still is like, "Oh, what a relief I have to duel you again because I already beat you once before." And Guel gets so fucking mad. Oh god, Suletta rules. She rocks. I love her.
I'm this girl. Like,
go off, Queen. And then we cut to Prospera, who's meeting with Vim again. She hands him like a USB drive, I guess containing the data of knowing that Vim tried to assassinate Delling. And he's like, how the hell did you even find out about this? And she's like, I'll never tell.
Okay, first, before we like get any further, it's like Prospera, Ariel, like this is the Tempest. Like
it is simply like William Shakespeare's The Tempest.
Yeah, like there is like a lot of that in here, and like I get it. Like Code Geass was basically Code Geass was anime Hamlet. Like, if you're listening out there, Mr. Okuchi, can I suggest the next Shakespeare play you adapt? Can I suggest A Midsummer's Night's Dream?
I want a Julius Caesar anime.
I mean, like, obviously it's like he's making like Shakespeare plays, but as mecha anime. So like, I think Julius Caesar would be like a little bit too easy, or any of like the big ones like Titus Andronicus or like Timon of Athens. Like any of those ones, like that would be too easy. Or like his history plays, like that would be too easy. Like I want to see how you would make mecha anime Midsummer's Night's Dream.
Mm-hmm. Or like Taming of the Shrew as anime.
That's just Zeta.
Goddamn.
That's just Zeta.
Yeah, sure.
There's a reason why I got out my, like, last week, like the first thing I did after finishing the episode, after finishing episode 2, and after cleaning up my dishes from breakfast. And yes, I did actually eat a tomato. Yes, I did actually eat a tomato like that for breakfast. I went and I got my book of all of the complete works of William Shakespeare off the shelf, like you do. And I immediately read The Tempest. And it's like, you know what? Like, the theater kids are on to something. This stuff rules.
Yes, it's amazing how much more things are fun to read if you're not like forced to do it in high school.
Yeah. Even though like I did like in high school, it's like I was actually in senior year when we were reading Hamlet. I was in the same class as like 5 other theater kids. So like the thing is with like, it's a play. You're supposed to watch it perform, not just like read it. So like, yeah, like I think everybody got Hamlet a lot more. And yeah, Hamlet slaps like again. again, I have like 7 different figures from Code Geass, and I went and I spent like 50, and I went and it's like, oh my god, you guys at this hobby store I went to, y'all have a Lancelot. I never thought I would actually see a Nightmare in a hobby store, just on the shelf. Like, I'm sorry, new Gundam. Like, you are my favorite Gundam ever, but I do not know if I am ever going to see you again like this without
Yeah.
having to pay P Bandai prices.
Yeah, God, honestly. So back at the school, we see Grassley. He talks to Shadiq. Shadiq is Grassley's son, by the way. Grassley's like the most ancient fucking man you've ever seen. He has like the oxygen kind of like tube going to his nose. He's like 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
And also Shadiq's last name is Zanelli, not Grassley, so he's like a
Grassley
recent
Finale,
child of him.
like, it's like, yeah.
But and Grassley has him look into Suletta, because like apparently it's common knowledge that Lady Prospera is Suletta's mother. So it's like not even a mystery of who she is. I mean, there's not a mystery in the episode she shows up in, but like second episode after she shows up, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, she is who you think she is. It's just like hint then reveal, hint then reveal. But excuse me.
Like, we know how the formula for Char, we know how the formula for Chars work now. It's like, yeah, like,
yeah, gotta change it up. Make
like,
her mommy.
I'm seeing people who have never, who this is their first Gundam show, like on Twitter or on Tumblr, and it's like, wait, they just revealed Lady Prospera like that? Like,
it's always been that obvious.
yeah, like, just watch any other Gundams. Like, some of them are for free. Like, some of them you might need to know a little bit of German to get, but you can just find Gundam anywhere. It's like there's so much of it. Like,
this MF named Black Brother.
They have a, like, Char takes off his helmet in like the second episode.
It's always been obvious.
Yeah. Always is.
Yeah. And then we go to the greenhouse, and Suletta's like helping Miorine carry fertilizer in. And Miorine like invites her inside, and Suletta's like, does that mean we're best friends now? And Elon shows up to say, hey, we gotta take you to a dueling committee meeting, but I couldn't reach you, so let's exchange contact information. And Suletta is like over the moon because she gets to mark something off of her bucket list.
I love it.
And
I love it.
It's so cute. And Miorina's like, she also wants to go on dates. And God, Suletta's voice actor is so good at just like showing this like awkward, indignant Suletta. She's like, Miorine-chan! Or I guess she's like, Miorine-sama! Whatever she says, like, it's very cute.
Yeah. And it's like, I think she like freaks out, like, wait, if we're not, oh wait, no, like, cut this part out. That part happens a lot later in the episode. The part with the, wait, so if I'm your fiance, I can't go on dates.
Oh, that was earlier. That was, wait, what? No, that was earlier.
Yeah,
that was way earlier.
Yeah, that was when she got, like, that was when Miorine was getting Suletta, and Suletta was explaining her little list, and she was, like, freaking out. It's like, wait, if I'm going to, like, the thing is, it's like, Miorine is kind of, like, is still kind of pissed about this whole, like, arranged marriage based on Duel's thing, but she's still going along with it because, like, hey, at least you're not Guel. So like the age where I can get married is 17, and that's not for like a little bit longer. So like until then you can like date around, but it's like, bruh, like
yeah, isn't that cheating?
I mean, Mercury's very conservative. Like,
apparently.
I don't think that she knows. Like, I mean, lesbians were kind of a shock to her. I do not think she would already know about polyamory.
So yeah, she gets taken to like the dueling committee. She meets Shadiq, who calls her Suisei-chan. I like everyone's just calling her Mercury. And Guel is here, like she hides again. And Elon is like the kind of proctor of this duel, and he says both parties deposit your souls on Libra's scales, which is interesting.
Like,
Um,
again, I guess the guy who's obviously copying Triaz and doing it badly thought that up. Like, he's the one who came up with this whole stupid duel thing.
mm-hmm. And like they have to wager something, and all Suletta wants is just for Guel to apologize to Miorine, and Guel says the same stakes as last time, so title of holders at stake. And Elon says alia jacta est, which is Latin for the die is cast. And the duel gets approved, and we meet this some rude ass member of the committee named Cecilia. She just starts taunting Guel, saying like, oh, you need Daddy to fix all your problems. You better not lose again, so you don't save it even, so you don't have to save more face and have your social capital drop even more. But Suletta actually defends him, saying, hey, he's not running away. He's not a loser. What's your fucking deal? She's so nice.
I love her.
She's just a polite young child. And then, like, on the elevator ride away from the committee, Suletta explains to Guel the whole, if you retreat, you gain 1. If you move forward, you gain 2 thing. But when she starts talking about how her mother taught it to her, Guel kind of, like, walks off because, he doesn't have good parents and Suletta has a good mother. So he's gone.
I think that the if you move forward, you gain 2. Like, I think like that phrase, it might sound better in Japanese and something might gotten lost in translation because it just sounds really awkward and it kind of doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely is a little clunky. Like, I understand the sentiment behind it, but yeah, if you retreat, you gain 1.
It took me like 3 It took me like 3 rewatches of the episode to finally try and at least get what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it like the sentiment behind it at least makes sense. Yeah. We see Guel's brother gets the message from their dad, Vim, saying he has a job to do. And he, as Guel gets ready to go, his brother tells him like, you need to win. Like, hey, you want to be Dominicus's ace, don't you? And I think Dominicus was the same organization that like attacked Folkvanger in the prologue. So it's like Dominicus clearly is like a military organization, and Guel wants to be the ace pilot of that. So he better win. He better have a good record. So they're getting ready to roll out, and they're in the boxes, getting transported to the battlefield. Suletta's like, all right, all weapons are green. I ate properly too. I'm good to go. It's cute. Gotta eat your veggies before a battle. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
So it seems, though, that there's some sort of, like, arrangement outside of the battle where Vim, like, asks Guel's brother if he's made the arrangements, and his brother is like, I don't know what the fuck. Does his brother have a name? I need to find this shit out.
I do not think he gets a name, which is a shame. Like, I like it when people have names.
I know. Guel Turk. Let's see if there is a brother, family. Oh, Lada Neil is his half-brother's name. Lada. Okay.
Lada.
All right. Lauda. Lauda Neil. All right. Good to know. So Lauda had to sabotage something or get something set up for Vim, even though Lauda's like, hey, Guel doesn't need all this to win. He doesn't need these dirty tricks. He can do it anyway. And they begin the duel with Suletta, like, stumbling over the kind of, like, phrase of, it's like, victory isn't determined by mobile strength alone nor the strength of the pilot. And like Guel just kind of like steps all over her saying it too. Like, he's so impatient here. It's like that one fucking cutscene in Sonic Adventure 2 when they're in like the space shuttle and like all of their lines are overlaid on each other. It's really good. I love it. It cracked me up. He's not happy to be here right now. And then we get the sickest fucking fight I've seen in a hot minute.
Yeah. So Selena's like, pew, 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 pew,
pew. She does do that. She, fires the bit staves like crazy. The Daryl Bald is giving the Delanza, specifically Guel's Delanza, a run for its money in terms of like coolest mobile suit from this show, because this entire thing can pop off. It's like Buggy the Clown. It can pop off any like arrangement of limbs.
Like, I have no idea if anybody else is going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but like, this is one of those cartoon shows that exist that people are like not really sure was like that people are not really sure is like, wait, was that an actual show or did I just make that up as like a dream? Like, do you remember Cubics?
Yes, robots for everyone.
Yeah, like it really remind like I guess this shows my interesting reference pool and where it's like the first thing I thought when I saw the what's the robot's name again?
Cubics.
The Gibeus?
The red one?
Yeah,
Guel's? The Darrowbald.
yeah, like the first thing I thought when I saw the Darabald was, oh, just like Cubics.
Just like Cubics robots for everyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
this guy fucks hard. I love this thing so much. It's just like its shoulders and knees and arms and legs can all pop off and they're all either floating or on wires. It's so cool. And it's Soletta's getting her butt kicked a little bit. And at some point the sprinklers come on, which essentially not defuse, but diffuse the beams from Ariel. So like Suletta basically can't really shoot Guel. And the Daryl Balda is a close combat suit with its awesome kick-ass spear that can just fly around on its own.
yeah.
Uh,
It also has like that special AI, and it's like in another thing, it's like, oh, it's like I think they might have just been throwing around it as just like more random techno babble, but they say it was like based on like Bayesian stuff or whatever, and it's like I just thought that was really funny because that's like speaking of that's like that weird guy that like Elon Musk is really into, and it's like, oh, like that guy, he like totally figured out how like being rational is, but then like this other guy ended up using his teaching to write the world's worst Harry Potter fan fiction and reinvent believing in God.
mm, well, I will say Bayesian statistics it's a legitimate thing. It's essentially it makes sense in terms of it being a reference to a predictive AI because all Bayesian analysis is just like looking at history and evidence to try and like figure out the statistical inference. Um,
Instead of just being a computer full of ghosts or a instead of just being a computer full of ghosts or a
a computer that can like see the future,
wonders or like a
right?
or like a magic floppy disk.
Yeah, it's just saying, oh, these things happened in the past, so this thing might happen in the future. Let's try it. That's pretty much all it's doing.
Yeah, like I have a very limited like response to just like all like that fancy like computer like philosophy stuff. And most of it is making fun of that one guy's really bad Harry Potter fan fiction.
I'm glad I never learned about that when I took statistics classes. um,
I've never taken a statistics class. I just am very morbidly curious about horrible fan fiction.
so when the sprinklers go on, Mireen freaks out because it's like, excess heat detected in the battle arena, but Mireen understands it's just sabotage. So she decides to take matters into her own hands because Elon won't stop the duel. And this is when that one line I was talking about, how cheating is allowed, because Elon says, well, even if the sprinklers were caused by interference on Guel's part, the strength of the Jaturk family in order to orchestrate such an event counts as the strength of the duelist, so it's allowed. Basically, you can cheat all you want because the circumstances surrounding the duel factor into the result of the duel itself, which prompts Miorine to just like steal a mobile craft and fly off and stop this shit herself.
That sucks. Like, that is not how sports work. Like, people in this universe do not also understand how sports work too.
It is if you're rich. If you're rich, you can get away with anything. Apparently, I've learned that by watching the news.
But still, like, this is sports, people. Like, you're playing sports. Like, at least they still like pretend that there's honor in sport. That's
It
like,
wouldn't be fun if it was always following the rules. We gotta break them. So, Marie, and also this mobile craft is pretty cool. It's kind of similar to like a petite mobile or mobile worker. It has like 4 arms, pretty cool looking. It's very funky.
crab.
It's a little crab energy. And she eventually makes it to like the control room where the two fucking like mean girls from before that were hanging out with Lauda are. And she, I guess, threatens to just fucking crush them with this machine. um, she like busts into the window with this thing and like turns it off and like is very relaxed about nearly like threatening death upon these poor girls.
Girl boss.
Absolute girl boss. And like the sprinkler shut off, and this is when like the aerial goes bitstave mode and start firing on the Darrow Bald, and like we see a student who starts like freaking out, like, yeah, it's 8.6 to 1 odds, and like Choo Choo's like, blow the space ship away, like Choo Choo's just going the fuck off watching this thing, like cheering for Shaletta so hard, and Vim gets really really mad at Guel here for not finishing her off, and like Guel figures out that like the AI thing and the heat management, it's all Vim doing it. And Vim's like, yeah, so what? Like, you're a kid. You need to shut up and learn your place. And essentially it boils down to Guel just smashes the AI control panel because he's tired of people controlling him. He just wants to do this shit himself too.
He wants to sport.
He wants to sports honorably. So he and Suletta charge at each other. And like Suletta has one arm. The Darrow Bald has none, but it has, like, the base of the arms that can shoot out beam sabers from it. And, like, the Darrow Bald shoots its feet off that grab the aerial, and they have this one final showdown. And if you look, like, through the frames of the episode... So okay, Suletta wins the duel, of course. But the aerial's chest plate is what breaks off the horn of the Darrow Bald. It does not get cut.
He got cut with, like, these boobs. He got cut with, like, the boobs.
Yeah, so what's confusing to me about it is that you see it clearly like break off in like a couple pieces. Like there's like little like bits of debris that fly off when it gets smashed. But then the next shot, it's like glowing as if it was cut from a beam saber. So all I can think of looking at like what little animation of it there is, it honestly looks like Guel might have accidentally cut it off himself in the struggle, like as they clash their beams together. It's definitely like just meant to be like, it's not going to be a plot point, I don't think, but it's really funny if you look very closely at what happens when they collide. It very much looks like Guel cuts his own horn off and the aerial's chest plate smashes it off. It's funny. But yeah, Suletta wins, yay! And she gets a trillion DMs because she has open DMs, so everyone gets to message her about it.
It's like so popular. And speaking of that other thing, and speaking of that other musical about witches out of school, it's like, oh yeah, like another Space Wicked. Cool.
Just another Space Wicked.
Yeah.
And we get one of my favorite Suletta moments so far, where she's like, oh, we won? Are we good now? Like, I don't need to go back to Mercury and I can keep Ariel and she spreads her arms like an umpire, goes, safe? It is so adorable. I love Suletta so much.
And then Guel gets out of his...
Oh, before that, though, she does try to call Miorine Mio Mio.
Yeah, that is so cute. Like, and Mio is like, no, you are not calling me that. Like,
rejected.
I mean, but come on, Miorine. Like, Mio slaps. Like, have you listened to like Men of Destiny or Time for Elgame? That, like, she slaps. Like, Mio's cool.
Yeah, have you played Xenoblade Chronicles 3? We love Mio. And she even starts to suggest a second name, and like Miorine rejects it before she hears anything from it.
No.
Rejected. Veto. But yeah, like you were saying, Guel gets out of his mobile suit.
And he then goes up to Suletta and he proposes.
Well, so specifically, Suletta goes up to him and she's like, wow, you were really, like, I underestimated you. You were really, really strong out there. And Guel's face lights up because he's just received the first ounce of positive reinforcement he's ever had in his life.
Oh my god.
And
love him.
She offers him a handshake, and he clasps her hands, and he gets down on a knee and asks her to marry him. And Suletta just goes,
What?
That's where the episode ends.
Everybody loves Suletta. They just can't get enough of this girl.
It turns out G-Witch is a harem anime.
Yeah, and like one I'm actually excited for.
Yeah, she has Miorine, Ilan, and Guel now.
Yeah, I wonder who...
Collect them all, Suletta.
Yeah.
The show's gonna end with her marrying Delink.
Oh, God. Don't put that energy out. Like, I know witchy stuff. I know how manifesting works, and like, do not put that energy out into the universe unless you're willing to receive it back at 3 times the strength. Like, don't do that.
Will it also be painted red?
I've never read that in any of my studies into witchcraft.
Well, excuse me. Since the episode's over, we have a little segment of a Beyond Toon World.
You're going to love this. Trust me. Beyond Toon World!
It's pretty short today, but since we're starting G-Witch, I figure we might as well highlight the main voice actor in G-Witch, who is Kana Ichinose. This is the voice actor for Suletta, and we have a first, I think, for this show, in that this voice actor is younger than I am. She was born December 20th, 1996 in Hokkaido, Japan, which is just like, damn, we're getting to the point where there are, like, it's usually, a lot of the shows we watch for, like, 80s and mid-2000s and I guess, like, mid-2010s, but even then, Iron-Blooded Orphans voice actors are older than me. Not anymore. She is, 25 years old?
Same age as me.
Ish, right? 96?
Yeah, like, she's like, she's
26.
Like she's like 6 months before me.
Yeah, damn. But yeah, she's been active since 2016. She didn't really start doing anime, it seems, until 2018. But her first big role was in Darling in the Franxx as Ichigo. So starting out with, I guess, sort of mech. In 2019, she was in Weathering with You as Sasaki. In 2019, she starred in Kaguya-sama Love is War as Maki Shijo, who's like a pretty important main character. Love Kaguya. In 2019's Carol and Tuesday, she was Tuesday.
Wow.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure one of the unicorn voice actors was Carol. In 2019, Dr. Stone anime, she was Yuzuriha Ogama, who's like the main girl love interest of like the gorilla boy, or like the other main boy. I don't remember the names of Dr. Stone. I read all of it, but in 2019 video game.
All I know about Dr. Stone is that one picture where it looks like he's holding a bong.
Oh yeah, the Royal Fluid. Yeah, Dr. Stone kicks ass. I really love it. It's a really good read.
Add that, another one to add to my pile, ever-growing animes.
In 2019, game of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, she voiced Rhine. In 2020, season 3, I guess, of Golden Kamui, she was Enonoka. In 2020, video game of Samurai Showdown, she voiced Gongsun Lee. And I guess the little 2020 mobile game Azure Lane, which is like the ones where the girls are boats, but I think it's a different one from Kantai Collection. She voiced Bunker Hill and Ticonderoga, which is just, yeah, those sure are boat names.
Bunker Hill, Ticonderoga died in the Grips conflict.
That's such a Gundam-ass name, absolutely. In 2021, terrible politics show of Ame Warrior at the Borderline, she voiced Shion Shishibe. The model kits look pretty cool, though, unfortunately. 2022's Made in Abyss, she voiced Ma. And most recently, most notably, in 2022, Gundam Mercury, she voiced Suletta Mercury, a.k.a. Eric Samaya. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
And that's Kana Ichinose, S Beyond Toon World.
Okay, so we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. Before we wrap up, though, I believe it's my turn for Robot of the Week.
Yeah, what is your Robot of the Week, Max?
Oh shit, this is easy. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the best game that came out this year, got DLC Wave 2 recently. And it added a new character for your party named Ino, who is, I can only describe her as, like, a cool robot, but she's like a girl robot. I'm posting an image in Gundam Heaven so you can see and have reference to her. But she has this really cool, like, black and red, like, almost like bug-like body. It's like weirdly thin, little like mantis vibes.
I love her. I've never seen a crab girl before. I love her.
She's a crab girl. Honestly, she looks like the Daryl Bald. Same exact color scheme, that green, red, and black.
Yeah, she is. Like, I've seen cat girls, I've seen dog girls, I've seen horse girls, but I have never seen crab girls. Like, hopefully, like, crab girl revolution.
It's carcinization.
Yeah.
She's cool though. She's a robot and she's like a defender class. I haven't really used her that much, but like I played a shit ton of the game over the weekend, grinding out all my classes to level 20, and I finally did that. So I feel very accomplished. But yeah, robot of the week is Eno from Xenoblade 3, a very recent one.
Okay.
And now it's time for plugs. Phoenix, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet at Twitter. I am at Full Fringle. It's like full frontal, but it rhymes with Pringle. I am on Tumblr at Destroy Scythe Heck, and I also do have something to plug today.
Ooh.
Me and a few of my friends, a couple of them are also in the Discord. Hi, Jeff. We are actually trying to work on writing Mobile Suit Gundam, the musical. Just send me like a DM and like I can talk about it. Like, I do not have like a Twitter for Mobile Suit Gundam, for like Gundam the musical. Like, maybe we'll actually, once we get done with the Universal Century, maybe we'll do like Wing or something. But me and a bunch of my friends are like, we are working on, I am working on writing Gundam the musical, and if you are interested, or also, we are looking for a guitarist, so if you know how to play guitar, that would be great. Any other instrument would also be great, so just send me a message at either of my accounts. Again, that is Destroy Scythe Heck on Tumblr and Full Fringle on Twitter, and I'll set you up in like our Discord. Like, maybe I should start like a Twitter for this, but like that just sounds like a lot of work right now, and this is still in just like the baby planning phase. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And I'm Max. You can go to twitter.com/at. You can go to Twitter at MaxyBajillion to follow me. You can go to Twitter at Pot of Greed to listen to my... Twitter at Pot of Greed Cast to listen to Pot of Greed, my Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. And you can go to Twitter at Nevermind the... Fucking hell, I can't talk right now. You can go to Twitter Slappers Only Pod to listen to Slappers Only, my video game music showdown podcast. You can go to Twitter at NVM the Trollocs to listen to Nevermind the Trollocs. It's the Wheel of Time podcast we did late last year, early this year, I think. We'll be back for season 2 of that. And you can go to twitter.com/WowCoolPodcast to find this show. You can join the Discord by the link in our episode description or our Twitter header. You can go to noisepace.xyz to find this show and many more that are on the network. And that is, I think, everything to talk about. So, as we always say to close...
War is bad.
Let's go, lesbians.
Let's go!